challenge.
Imagine this. You wake up late. Your phone is already buzzing with emails, messages, and news notifications. Traffic is worse than usual. At work, someone criticizes your effort on a project you stayed up late to finish. By lunchtime, you've barely taken a breath, and your mind feels like a storm, spinning with stress, frustration, and anxiety. This is modern life. Constant noise, constant pressure, constant demands. And here's the truth. Most of us try to fight stress with more stress. We argue, we complain, we distract ourselves endlessly. But rarely do we stop to ask, what if I could remain calm in the middle of all this chaos? What if calmness itself was my strength? That's the journey we're taking today. How to master calmness with a Stoic mindset. Not by ignoring challenges, but by meeting them with strength, resilience, and clarity.
Stoic lens.
The Stoics faced their own storms, and they mastered calmness not because life was easy, but precisely because life was hard. Take Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor. He lived through wars, plagues, political betrayals, and personal loss. Yet in his private journal, what we now call meditations, he reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Calmness, for Marcus, wasn't a luxury. It was survival. It was the foundation that allowed him to lead an empire without being consumed by rage or despair. Or think of Epictetus, born a slave. He endured beatings, humiliation, and poverty, but he discovered something remarkable. While others could control his body, no one could control his mind. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And then there's Seneca, who wrote letters on how to remain steady when wealth, power, and even health could disappear at any moment. He practiced poverty to remind himself that calmness comes not from possessions, but from perspective. So when we talk about mastering calmness with a Stoic mindset, we're not talking about avoiding life's problems. We're talking about building inner strength so that problems can't shake us.
Now, let's bring this into today's world. How do you master calmness with a Stoic mindset when you're juggling work, relationships, bills, and uncertainty? There are 4 daily practices you can begin using immediately.
The morning reset. Prepare, don't react. Most of us begin the day by reacting to alarms, to messages, to the endless pull of social media. But the Stoic way is different. Spend just 2 minutes each morning asking yourself, what challenges will I face today? And how do I want to respond? Marcus Aurelius did this every day. He expected rudeness, delays, and obstacles, and by preparing his mind, he carried calmness into the day, instead of letting the day control him.
The pause. Create space before response. Calmness isn't about never feeling emotions. It's about not letting emotions drive the car. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic,
or a coworker irritates you, pause. Take one deep breath before reacting. That single pause creates space between impulse and action. And in that space lives self-control. And that is where calmness is born.
Voluntary discomfort. Train the mind to endure. The Stoics believed in practicing discomfort on purpose. Seneca would fast, wear rough clothes, and remind himself, "Is this what I feared?" We can do the same. Take a cold shower, skip a meal, put your phone away for a few hours. These small acts toughen your mind so that when real discomfort comes, you don't panic. You stay calm.
Evening reflection. Turn the day into a teacher. At night, instead of scrolling endlessly, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I lose my calm? How can I improve tomorrow? This practice transforms mistakes into lessons. It trains you to see each day not as a failure, but as practice. Calmness grows stronger when we review our lives with honesty. And when you practice these 4 habits daily, you begin to understand why calmness with a Stoic mindset isn't passive, it's powerful.
Deeper reflection. Let's go deeper. Why do we struggle so much with calmness? Because we confuse control with power. We try to control the world, the traffic, the weather, other people's opinions. But the Stoics teach us our true power lies in controlling ourselves. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine you're holding a rope tied to a wild horse. You can't control the horse. It will buck, thrash, and run, but you can control your grip, your stance, and whether you choose to let go. Life is that horse. You can't tame it, but you can master how you hold on. And here's the paradox. The more you let go of trying to control everything outside, the calmer you become inside. Think about 2 people losing their luggage at the airport. One rages, yells at staff, ruins their entire trip. The other shrugs, laughs, and says, "Well, at least I still have my passport." Same situation, different mindset, different calm. This is why mastering calmness with a Stoic mindset isn't about being emotionless. It's about aligning with reality. It's about accepting what you can't change, while acting with strength on what you can. And when you live this way, calmness isn't just something you practice, it becomes who you are.
Empowerment close. So, let's bring it all together. Why master calmness with a Stoic mindset? Because life will always be unpredictable. Stress, setbacks, and challenges won't disappear, but you can face them differently. By preparing your mind each morning, pausing before reactions, practicing discomfort, and reflecting at night, you train your mind to be steady, no matter the storm. And remember, calmness is not weakness. Calmness is strength under control. It's the ability to walk through chaos, without being consumed by it. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you're distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." That's the challenge, to choose calmness, to master it daily, to live with strength, clarity, and peace in a world that thrives on noise. So I ask you, starting today, where can you practice calmness? Where can you pause instead of react? Where can you let go of what you cannot control? Because when you master calmness with a Stoic mindset, you don't just survive life, you lead it. If this video inspired you, share it with someone who needs calm in their storm. And remember, true strength doesn't shout. True strength is calm.